Alive.
You.
What's up?
What's up, man?
What's up, man?
And what's up, bros? Welcome to another episode of Those Bros, where we're just those bros.
Those bros, das bros,
Those
the
bros.
bros. Yeah. So, today we're gonna mix it up with some fork knife.
Oh yeah, with a little bit of a game called Civilware.
Yeah. And then we're gonna do duos, because we are those bros.
We are those bros.
Wait,
And we actually sent an email to Fortnite, and they're actually gonna help us out with changing the name of Battle Royale to instead of duos to Dos Bros, Os Royale.
yeah. Um, we
They
gotta.
haven't responded.
Yeah, we trying to get to it, but I guess we got someone in the chat saying something. Let me see. It says, "Could you please use my code on Fortnite? It would mean a lot,
Nice.
fam. Thanks." What's the code? I didn't even give us a code. All right, well, we'll figure it out.
Anything for the fans.
Anything for the fan. That
Or
was
should I say
almost
for the
like,
bros?
yeah, or for the bros. So, what do we have in store today? Do we have a topic that we would like to tease to let them know what we're going to talk about earlier today or later?
Well. So we do have it's a bit of a, we don't have a big time movie time this time in this on our talk, but we do have a big time talk about movies, shows, the future of DC, Marvel. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get our hands a little dirty into DC versus Marvel. We're also gonna talk a little bit about some upcoming games, news, specifically things that are out this month, as it so happens to be that there are hundreds of games that come out every year, and which just honestly blows my mind. For those that don't know, I'm not a big gamer. I don't really play a lot of games. I have a smaller rotation of games. So I started looking into these games, and I started looking into, okay, let me start figuring out and getting more in tune to what games are and all the games that are coming out. I found out there's hundreds and hundreds of games that come out. And it's really interesting, and it's very exciting too. So hopefully that's a change. So we got some game news talking, some video game news, and oh, I need to ready up. My bad. I was wondering why we haven't started.
It's okay. We're
Nice.
going to start in like, I don't know. Oh, it's timing up. Is it not timing down?
No,
Man,
my fault. Yes, I'm not a gamer, but yeah, man. But first game that we're gonna talk about just real quick is Fortnite. So, what an amazing game Fortnite has become.
game found. Yeah, it's changed dramatically from when I first played it. Uh,
Yeah,
I didn't play it when it was just Fortnite Save the World kind of a thing, where it was like part zombie or so. But I did get into it when it was like a battle royale kind of a thing.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
um,
I don't. I got into Fortnite when I say got into Fortnite, but when I started playing Fortnite, it was right at that point where the streamers, the FaZe Clan, and it I don't know if it was something new, but it was definitely something new to me where I felt like it was when gaming to get paid for blew up and competing. And I know there's other video games that have done that. Your Tekken, your Street Fighter, they've always had their tournaments, but to have YouTubers that play video games and get paid, that's when I jumped into Fortnite. And that was like that sweet spot where you're you get shot in the middle of a couple decent players and then master builders that just blow up the game with these just intricate buildings and stuff. But I think now Fortnite has reached a nice little soft spot where it's been out for so long, and where the longer a game is out, the more skilled players have become. But I feel like for some reason there's a good balance in Fortnite now, where if you're not a crazy builder, you don't have to worry about it. The game has so much to offer now.
Oh yeah, big time. The time I stopped playing was when they stopped doing like I think it was like fall damage. Like you automatically are able to get your um, what do you call it? Like your glider thingy. Oh, we got someone coming by in the building. But um, yeah, and one of my favorite moves was like at the very end. Pretty much one of the things I like to do is they would build like crazy, and then I would destroy their building, and they would
Yeah.
die because they
Yep.
would make a very impressive
Whoa.
thing, and then I'd destroy it. But then as soon as they did that, my whole technique was gone. So I'm like, ah,
They figured you out.
yeah, they figured me out. They're like, this guy's winning too much. So Fortnite was like, let's change it up a little bit.
Yeah, Fortnite has a, I don't know if it's the things that it's a combination of many things. It's a combination of everything that they add, all the, oh dang,
Yeah, we
oh, I'm
got.
not used to the weapons.
I'm not used to this at all. So this
Yeah,
is
it's
this is
everything
very different.
changes. Yeah, which is what I was trying to say. Is one of the things that works in Fortnite's favor and to staying relevant is they're constantly changing and they're constantly uploading new things, but at the same time maintaining a lot of their basic, the movements, the designs, everything. While still, it just always feels like a new game every time I play it. Especially with all the new game modes that are coming out and are out right now. This is Fortnite's a new world. It's
Oh
almost
yeah,
too much for me to get into, or to jump in every once in a while. But for those that like your basic battle royale, this Fortnite's always been very fun to me. Yeah,
yeah.
man,
More so
Fortnite.
with the mini games that you can do and all that stuff. Like,
Yeah,
and you can make your own games. I think the beauty is that all the all the games that are out there, all the live services stuff, Fortnite is getting the best of everything that people are doing, which is pretty cool.
yeah,
Like I think I've never played Roblox, but I heard Roblox has like a whole bunch of mini games in that aspect, and so um and that
yeah.
this is kind of like
Yeah,
similar to that where it's like you have a whole bunch of mini games you could choose from,
yeah.
all sorts of
I
things.
also don't know much about Roblox, but between Roblox and Fortnite, I maybe it's a demographic that they're targeting. Maybe they're not. I don't know if they are, but it does feel to me as Roblox is more of a game focused for children. For some reason, that's just the feeling that I get. With Fortnite, I do feel, maybe it's every like the skins that they add that feeds to my inner fan, my inner nerd. That's like, whoa, they got, for example, they got the new Power Rangers lineup. Which I see that and I'm like, wow, man, Fortnite knows what they're doing. All right, now,
I'm engaging.
yeah, I see that. I'm, I'm coming, I'm coming, bros.
Man, is it just me or these weapons are kind of like not really packing a punch like I'm used to? Or maybe it's all the
Um,
Call of Duties that I'm kind of used to.
I
Maybe.
will say is they do set up. your game modes based on how well you played previously. So I wouldn't be surprised if we may get close, if not even win this game, and then the next game we get obliterated. Or it could be that there's just always a mix of really good players and then also really bad players. So you might get into one easy fight and then just get extremely demolished the next fight.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, I
I do
do
know that
like
was
the evolution of stuff like this. But what the heck is that? That is new.
beasts, animals over here.
Um, that's very new.
I'm getting out of here. Anyway, so we do got now on to the show talk. We do got a couple games to talk about. We do got a little bit of news lined up for our audience, also for ourselves. We do have, so like I said in the intro, there are hundreds of games that are out. So it would be impossible to get all of that in a single stream. But what we can do is talk about the games that are going to be out this month and things that we're looking forward to, things that we're interested in. And to start off the list, a game that you mentioned to me was the game Mafia that I don't know anything about. All I know is this is the fourth one and it came out a couple of days ago. What do you know about Mafia, man?
Well, I will say I didn't play the first one, but the well, I did play a little bit of the first one, but I didn't complete it. I believe the first bit that I got was from the original Xbox. I remember that realism was huge in that game. Why?
Yeah.
Because I mean, you can actually open the trunk on your car. You can like I had the impression that it's like, oh, I'm gonna have to do some mechanic stuff in this car. Ooh, circle's closing. But then the second one came out, and the second one I feel like is the one that resonates with most people because it's the one that everybody has been able to experience in some form or fashion, right? And I really feel like the second one's the one that put everything on the like on there. And one of the main guys is Vito Scaletta. Very cool name, very strong person, like character and such. And you kind of see him go through like his experience of like the mob and such, and so um, you see the ups and downs of that life, which is really cool. Now the third one, a lot of people had a little bit of disliking to it because it was a strong pivot to the story. It wasn't mob related per se. It was more like a revenge story. Um,
Mm.
I'm not really ruining much because it's kind of like the premise of the game,
Yeah.
and that's a big difference in all mob games and movies. Because like pretty much is like making a name for yourself is the name of
Yeah.
all mob movies and such, and so or in
Yeah.
games and with this one it
Respect
wasn't.
the name.
Yeah, it wasn't like that at all. I love the story. I actually really like Mafia 3 because of the character. He was powerful. He was like the Punisher. It was awesome to see the stuff that he did in that game. But I think this new Mafia game, from what I've been seeing, it's kind of like a return to roots.
Yeah.
Almost literally. No, actually, literally, because they're
Yeah.
going to the old country. Pretty much
Yeah.
the start of this, and that's one of the things that's pretty cool about Mafia 2 is that first mission practically is you are a soldier, and the soldier got like Vito was super impressed with the mob because the mob stopped a war. That's how powerful this individual is. That can you imagine someone so powerful that they can stop a war? That's just by showing up in a tank and saying, "Hey, stop firing," and then they listen. That's
that's your typical mob boss
yeah. So
shows up, says, "Hey, hey, hey, whoa, whoa,
hey
whoa," and everybody
yo,
is like, "Listen, say, you heard what you said." He said, "Hey, yo," you know what that means. But
yeah,
I'm excited to see Mafia. You know this about me. I've been wanting to play the original Godfathers, and I do like the idea of a Mafia game. I played the original Godfather, and your ability to control factions, also just that vibe, that old school Italian gangster. It brings such a cool like aura, to not say anything else, of like cool people, man. And I've always liked that. I do see that they're bringing it back to the olden days, and I believe this game is gonna it will be in. I think they're looking to focus on the old Sicily back in the 1900s. So things are. It is going back, and I think that's a good move. There is a couple of games in the style of Mafia where you have your mobs controlling everything, and you do have a mix out there in the world. You have your GTA, which is essentially very similar. You're controlling you're doing missions, you're controlling your little factions, you're creating your name, and that one's probably going to be something that's going to be in modern days. You also have other games that are way back when. Your Red Dead Redemption, which is very similar to it's another like mobster type of game, but that one's in the olden days. And then you have so my point is I like the direction that they're heading with in this new game, and I hope it's really good. I hope to play it, and I think we hopefully, if it all works out, we might even have a game day with that game, and we can manage to play it. Maybe even get a review out there for the folks. But it is out already, and so there's definitely some reviews out there. So it'll be interesting to see if they lived up to the Mafia. And to me, what interests me the most is how a game in 2025 is going to be developed with all the graphics, everything you can do, everything that games now have to offer. It really excites me to see what they bring to the table. I expect nothing less than to be able to be a mechanic and change the oil of your car, of your Lincoln, have your horse drink some water. So,
yeah.
but another big time news. We do got Metal Gear Solid coming up. Speaking of which, I am playing old guy Snake guy.
Old guy Snake. Well, before we jump into that, I was kind of curious. Is
Damn, did we
there,
die again?
yeah, is is there is there something in the Mafia games that you would like to see on this one? Like one of the things that I was able to see because I was able to play different iterations of the original Godfather. I was able to play Godfather on the PlayStation 2, then saw
Yeah,
how they did some changes on the Wii, which is called the Black Hand Edition, and then
yeah.
pretty much the premium edition, the best edition you can get is the Dawn edition for the PlayStation 3.
Oh,
Um,
damn.
yeah, and the changes are just like, hey, we added another car. Hey, we added another mission. But with the premium one, they added favors. It's like, hey, you as a Dawn, you have to start doing favors or giving favors or so, and offers, and so it's the most pretty much jam-packed experience of them all.
Yeah,
What's also really cool is that you also experience some DLCs in that game. I didn't know this until like pretty recent when I got into the game. But yeah, there's also special clothes that you can get. And the thing about the
Oh
clothes
wow.
is that the clothes reflects the amount of respect that people give
Oh
to your
nice.
character. So even
Yeah. Yeah.
the aesthetics was like, hey, the cosmetics isn't just for show; it's also for show, like respect. Yeah,
To show yourself off and stuff.
yeah,
I will say what I did like a lot. One of my favorite aspects of the original Godfather was your when you could upgrade your weapon, and then you could upgrade your weapon, and you upgrade your weapon. You get like I don't know, like 6, 7 guns. You don't get that many guns, but the guns have their different tiers. So like 1, 2, 3, 3 stars, and then you get the golden version of it. And I remember it was extremely difficult to get the gold. Man, I think you just needed a lot of money, but the money wasn't readily available. You had to work for it. You had to control factions, control the shops and stuff like that. But it wasn't like a cheat code that you can, or a job or something you can spam to get money. So you had to, one, play the game to get the money, and two, also do those missions where you had to control the shops, or, well, I guess not control the shops, but offer them protection, you know? So,
yeah. What's
I
crazy is
was,
that there is a cheat that you can get, which is funny, but you only get like five
oh,
grand.
no, oh,
Yeah,
wow. Yeah, well,
but
even then,
that's
it's,
nothing.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
because the
nothing.
guns are like a
Like
house,
40,000, yeah, it was
like a
crazy. I
hundred and
mean,
something, like 250
yeah.
grand or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
So that's one thing. I've never played the first Mafia games, so I don't know what to expect from the fourth one. But that's something I would be interested in, being able to offer protection to certain shops. I would like to yeah, like that. I know it's an open world, or at least I believe from the reviews that I saw, it was going to be an open world. So I do want to see a little bit of what you were mentioning, where it's you have certain things that not just upgrade you because you upgrade, but more so kind of represent the culture of Italian mobsters, and with what you're wearing and your weapon, if it's gold or not, and stuff like that. I would be excited to see, and I hope they do. Not just a game where you pretty much do the same thing, just control, get your revenge story, and kill somebody who killed somebody, and do a favor for somebody. I would like to see it play more into some upgrades that you're completely different from when you started to when you ended.
Yeah.
That's what I hope to see in it.
It's like an evolution. One thing I do
Yeah.
appreciate about the
Yeah.
but the Godfather game in particular is that it tells its own story, and
Yeah.
what's awesome is that it also entangles the story of the Godfather. Now, I would
Oh
say
yeah.
it would have been nice to have Al Pacino reprise his role, but unfortunately he didn't in the game. But for authenticity, it would have been nice. But regardless of it, it was kind of cool. The thing is that the second game really did pivot to a different style and such. It did
Yeah.
retain some of the elements of the game that came before,
Yeah.
and so I guess we'll see if they do the same with Mafia. If they
Yeah.
kept all the elements that they had and just work with what they, try to use it in the best way. Because Mafia 3 kind of had the same thing where you did have to get territories and have it under your control. But
Yeah.
the cool thing about Mafia 3 was that you get to assign someone to take care of those things. If you assign too much to one person, part of your team starts feeling disrespected or slighted to the point where
Uh-huh.
they go against you. So
Oh
it was a
damn.
yeah,
That,
it was kind of
that
fun
see
to see
that
that.
stuff like that excites me, man. 'Cause it's like, whoa, they thought so much about this game and they spent so long developing that they create. You can have somebody in your team, like just the ability of having a game that can do that. That's awesome. So yeah,
Yeah.
I hope they do play into the territory thing. I think that's a must with your Mafia game, and it's kind of just one of those. And it could be the Godfather's fault. Seeing it in all the Godfathers about territory, so now there's definitely a couple. There's definitely things that you expect to see in a Mafia type of game, but again, I've never played the first couple ones, so we'll see for as somebody who's never played them, does it if it's maybe you as a game developer, not me, but whoever develops these games, they definitely are gonna want that the next game is better than the last game. So I hope it has everything and more, but I don't know if it is easier if it becomes harder. I would say it becomes harder when you have a game that goes back in time. So you have your mafia that's going back to its roots, that's bringing it back to the 1900s. And I don't know when the first couple took place, but I'm pretty sure it took place a little bit in more modern times. So I don't know if that hurts with certain things that you can do or not do, or maybe it works to their benefit, but we'll see. Definitely excited. Are you at all excited? You
Oh yeah,
like you
I would
might be.
say I was a little skeptical about like, I am open-minded now, but before I'm like,
Yeah.
man, it's old school. Okay, so that means, cars are limited, things are different. But
Yep.
then again,
See, that's
the
what.
culture
Yeah,
though,
Rush. Yep.
that's the thing that kind of excites me because I remember hearing it from like a movie or so. It's like, hey, you remember we used to have glass back in the day. We would give uh flowers to the dearly departed, to the wife and such, and now people
Put
have no
coins in the
respect.
ice.
Yeah, and so I'm like, I would really like to see what the golden age of the mob looked like. Like, hey, you remember when we actually did this for this reason, and so I would like to see if it's like kind of like how they said it. Hey, this is kind of like the Robin Hood, and that's why everybody kind of got behind it, because it was true. Like Don Vito in the game, I had a feeling that, oh no, there's like massive respect for this person
Mm.
because of who they are, what they've done, and all that stuff. So it'd be cool to see like, hey, this is the birth of Don Vito and these people. This is like this person's father, like this is where he learned that class from. So that'd be kind of fun.
That sounds kind of fun, man.
That sounds real good, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Mafia out in stores August 8th. Those your past due. So yeah, get your hands on it before we get our hands on it. We'll give you guys our thoughts and reviews on it
Yeah.
soon. Yeah,
All
stay tuned one
emotions.
day for
Yeah.
our emotions behind the game
Yeah.
and
What's
see
it to
maybe we
you?
might become Mafia selves ourselves. Learn the
Yeah.
ropes.
Yeah. And one last thing before we kind of close it. On The Godfather, I love that one voice actor, because that's how it felt like. One voice actor voice all the mobsters.
Yo, what?
It's
Is
something
the
like,
same guy?
yeah, it's the same guy. He's like, hey, if I were
But did
you,
he change? Did he change
you better
his
keep
voice a little
walking.
bit?
No, it's the same
It
voice
was the same
throughout the
guy.
whole game, and
Wow.
it made me appreciate it big time was when you actually had pretty much people that are a part of your family or so.
Yeah.
They were so nice, and it was that same deep voice. It's like, hey kid, you looking fresh. It's like it
Nice.
was nice to hear both sides. Like, hey, this is him mean, and this is him nice. But I wouldn't trade
Nice.
that for the world because of the amount of Oh, just the amount of
Got him.
personality that the game had for sure.
Yeah, definitely hope there's a lot of personality and a lot of A's and a lot of O's.
And a lot of, yo, what's the tuyo? Yeah,
O's, what's the tuyas?
yeah.
But yeah, old Italian, old Italian. I like it. And we mean no disrespect. No
Hey, this is,
disrespect.
we admire the
Yeah,
heck out of it.
if
Hey, they
anything, you should
say
feel afraid at it.
imitation is
It's the
the
best
best form of
form of
flattery.
imitating somebody.
Yeah,
To imitate them is the best way of imitation. That's what they
of
say.
course. Yeah,
I just hear this. I don't say this. But
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, speaking of olden games becoming new games, Snake man, you big time fan of Snake.
Big time
We got
fan.
a remake popping out in stores near you, coming
Yes.
out at the end of this month, August 26th. Spoiler alert to a lot of people, a lot of games are coming out the 26th, so unless you got money like that, choose wisely what game you're gonna end up picking up, because there's a lot of games coming out the 26th. But one of the games definitely is Metal Gear Solid. Uh,
Yes.
big
Metal
time
Gear
game,
Solid.
man. And just uh, I don't know if this is gonna change your opinion on anything, and it might. Let me just hit you with the numbers real quick. You
Okay.
can get just the base game for what is a remake of Metal Gear Solid. It's for those that don't know, it is the remake of Snake Eater, which is the third Metal Gear Solid that came out, and it came out. This game came out in 2004. So I'm pretty sure from the little that I know of, it was a little bit ahead of its time. But anyways, back to a couple numbers real quick. Just the base game is coming at you at 69, or you could get the deluxe game, which is coming at you at 79, or you could get the collection for $200, man. $200. Now, to me, that sounds like, well, if you don't get the deluxe or you don't get the collector's edition, then you're probably gonna get screwed out of a lot of potential bonuses or DLCs or whatever the hell that game has. So, or maybe it's nothing. Maybe there's just extra skins that you can do. But you that know a little bit more than me, man, how's this game looking like?
It's looking super faithful. Like people that are in the circles that I listen to are like deciphering like, oh look, placement of items. Hey, the cutscenes are one on one, all that stuff. So it kind of makes me struggle a little bit with the aspect of pretty much having the same beats, beat for beat, versus someone who's doing it like a pretty decent job at it, which is
Yeah,
Capcom right now is slaying it with with uh, Resident Evil 2, which was pretty great. Resident Evil 3, not so much. It felt like a DLC of Resident Evil 2, which is an insult to the third game. But the fourth one was like, wow, you guys outdid yourself. So pretty much this game is going to be a faithful iteration, one-to-one of the first game. So much
so then,
so that the
why shouldn't I
originals.
just play the first game? Is my question.
I mean, it has aged in the sense of.
The
Uh,
graphics and stuff.
well, I
I
would say the
understand.
graphics is pretty great, but I would say
Yeah.
that the gameplay, like one of the things that I really enjoy playing is the portable ops games. I love it, but if I had the opportunity to crouch walk in Portable Ops
No.
Plus, that would change my life. That would
Oh,
change everything.
fall
So,
damage.
so yeah, I mean, this one
So
you can.
you want this to be the one-to-one. You don't want them to change a single thing. You want
What
this to be as original as possible.
reason being is because how people like regard this game so much. Like it is a
Yeah,
masterpiece through and through.
yeah.
I would say that if you were to remake a game, it would be nice if all the
Well,
stuff
what made
that
this game a masterpiece? Like, what makes this game stand out? Well, if I'm somebody who's never played it, so why would I play this game? Like, what makes Snake stand out? Like, what's so good about this game?
uh,
Sell it to me.
I don't
Sell
want to
me this
spoil
pen.
anything, right? Because
Or
like
just talk about the gameplay and stuff from the original that
okay,
you
so
remember.
immersion. That's one thing I don't really care about is graphics. I like immersion, right? And the thing
Yeah,
about this game is that it had both. It had so much stuff it didn't tell you. It didn't tell you that you could, get sick and start sneezing. And imagine getting sick and like you're trying to sneak around, and you go, "Achoo!" Like that sucks. You get immediately caught, you know. and there's just
that's fun to me.
there's this one part that I didn't know because it didn't explain it to me, but it's common
Oh,
sense. It's it's big common
my bad,
sense, right?
guys. I'm interrupting this. Yeah. Oh, my bad.
Dang.
Dang, I got
It
blown up.
happens. Uh, so there's a part of the game where you can get a crocodile, um, pretty much hat or part of your head, pretty much. And there's a part of the game that's always been very difficult for me to be non-alert because part of the fun is not to be seen. And
Yeah.
so, one of the things that I didn't know is that yeah, you can wear this alligator hat and swim, and the bad guys are gonna they're none the wiser. They're like, oh, that's cool. There's an alligator.
Yeah. See, that to me makes sense. That to me tells me this game is probably ahead of its time for whenever it came out. 2004. I probably might do a quick. No, it might take too long, but to get an idea of the games that probably also came out in 2004. To have a game where if you get sick, it can bite you in the ass because you can sneeze and then get caught. That to me sounds like just a funny idea. You know what it
Uh,
reminds me of? It reminds me of in the game Splinter Cell, where you could shoot the fish tank, and depending on where the bullet hits, the fish tank will leak out. And but it was an old Splinter Cell, and it was just those attention to details that just really made the game just set aside from what other people were doing at that time. So
oh yeah, like the physics of that is insane, and that's one thing
yeah,
I like. Like, you have a chance to beat one of the bosses at this, like at the before you even start fighting the person, and then there are consequences to that, which is pretty cool. There's other things that you can do too, like I guess another big one would be that man, I lost it, but I just really like the immersion of the game. Like,
yeah.
oh yeah, one of the ones is that you can blow up their where the bad guys would eat. So it's like you would have the rations, which is kind of what gives you
Nice.
health. If you blow that up, the bad guys would be like, "Oh, I'm so hungry," and then you can throw a poison or rotten food in front of them, and they would eat it,
Wow.
and they would throw up or pass out or so. Also, if you have them
Yeah.
hungry, they don't see you, they don't detect you, they are very low energy. Even their when they shoot you,
Wow.
their accuracy is not the best. So, like the
That sounds
attention to
like you're
detail,
describing a game that's gonna come out in a few years. How advanced they were.
yeah,
That's
and
amazing.
that's what's sad about games nowadays is that they don't
Yeah.
have that. And so this is like a cool like, hey, you remember this when
You
we were in our
remember?
glory days
You
when
remember
things
me?
were awesome?
So then, do
Wait,
you? uh, What do you want? Well, we haven't played this game yet, and we hope it is a faithful. Oh! Doors getting shot, but a hopeful, what's hopeful? A dang, I lost my train of thought. Somebody was shooting at the door, and I was seeing who it was. But uh, there, guys, we're in the middle of battle. So I get my question is, after this game, they remake a game. Hopefully, they make it as close as to the original as possible. What do you expect now for the future of Snake? You want them to continue just remaking Snake games from the past, or would you expect them to maybe bring out a new iteration of Snake, a new game of Snake?
Well, not to get into uh, pretty
Or
much personal
what do
thoughts of
you might
the
not
person
know,
who makes the games or
or
whatnot,
do know
but
that we don't know?
that's so pretty much something that is really well known is that we hope that this is a good change of form. Why? Because Metal Gear Solid Survive came out, and that was not great. It was rushed. It wasn't the best. So if they just stick with the remakes, it would be. It's like, hey, you want to make money? You want to print money? You gotta do the remakes. So, if this one goes
Yeah.
awesome, it would be awesome to get the first game.
So you would want them to continue making remakes. You wouldn't really want them to create something new, only because, and I don't, but you're saying fans and you've lost faith in their ability to really make something fresh and new.
The reason being is because the guy who was making all of them is no longer part of the company. The person who is
Ooh.
making the stuff is making like Death Stranding, which is a really awesome game. I think everybody
Okay.
didn't really give it a chance, and then now that people are
Yeah.
giving it a chance, they're like, "Oh, this is fantastic." But the thing is that the story is kind of it has its touch of weirdness, and that's something that's pretty cool. Now, I will say that, I mean, Portable Ops Plus, I kind of put those games together because they kind of are like one singular game almost.
Hmm.
It was a really awesome game. Like I really enjoyed it. And
Very
so
well, awesome game.
yeah. So with that,
Yes.
I would say yeah. If they make another one, of course I'm gonna be excited to see what it
Yeah.
is. More so that hopefully this is a good change of form.
Yeah.
But right now, if this is what they can do and they can do it awesome, this is awesome. Then that would be great. I'd like to have the first one to be also another one-on-one, which would be pretty cool. Um, but the second one, I would love them to do a little bit of a different beat for beat. Like if they can change it to be kind of like what they did with Resident Evil 4. Like try to give me something else because they did do something similar with Snake's Tales, which is like, hey, this is
Yeah.
Snake's kind of like his point of view of things, and it's also silly missions on the side too. So it would be kind of cool if they kind of mix that, kind of like Resident Evil 2. Like, hey, you got a side one and side two. That way it's different, you know.
Yeah. So does this by any chance change your opinion on, which I guess we didn't really get a concluded opinion on your idea for remakes from animated to live action, because this is essentially around in the same ballpark. You do have your old game to new updated game, and it is going beat for beat. Do you think movies should follow the same advice? Or you think from old game to newer game, it's just completely different?
Um, like beat for beat works for certain games, I would say. Like for example, Metal Gear Solid 3, it's too perfect. Like you, there's not like you don't really need to do much. So there's that. With Metal Gear Solid 2, yeah, you can change some stuff around. I feel like the first game, it's too perfect to try to make any changes because it's
On the
really
first game.
nice. Yeah, on the first game. I don't know how they're gonna do the whole controller switch thing. It would be pretty interesting to learn to do that, or have it read your memory card, which is also pretty cool. Um, but that's just telling you like the innovation that they had back in the day. It's just a lot of cool
Yeah,
stuff was
thinking
happening.
outside the box.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
got to the point where you thought the TV was broken because the dude had that much power. You're like, what? He's
No
hacking
way,
me through
really?
the TV. Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
that's cool.
Same with Metal Gear Solid 2. I remember talking about it big time. Um, and part of it was like, shut off the game. You've been playing too much. Shut it off. And such. And I'm like, oh
Wow.
crap. Let me shut it off. But I didn't save. And I'm like, damn it.
Let me listen.
They got me. Yeah.
That's pretty
Because
cool. I,
because
I
the
like
AI
that.
was
That's
being.
pretty cool.
But I will say the story of the second game ahead of its time. Right now, it aged so well that the second game, part of it was saying, "Hey, they're gonna lie. Like the news is gonna lie to you. It's gonna tell you what you want to hear, and AI is gonna take over, and it's
Yeah.
gonna like pretty much what we see with ads. Like, hey, ads are personalized. That's what they
Yeah.
were trying to say. Like AI is gonna do that to people." Gonna tell people what they want to hear and such, and so everybody's hearing that, and it's like, dang, this dude was on point, big time, because has that ability to do so, like kind of give a false perception of things and stuff, and so that's the whole
Yeah.
second game.
Alright, do you have an idea of what version you're gonna get? The deluxe, maybe the collectors, or the basic? Or you'll see how faithful it is first before deciding.
Well, seeing that the Switch for now on is making the games $80. I mean, $60 is a steal now for this game.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Mafia is coming out at 50, so hopefully that tells you that not everybody is trying to break people's banks. So
Yeah. I hope that new Donkey Kong game and the Mario Kart game is like Grand Theft Auto levels of awesome. Because that game I would understand. All
yeah.
right, $80.
It's the only
Seeing,
way they can justify a price tag like that. If you have other games that are amazing and they're not breaking the bank, and everything that Nintendo's doing is, I I don't know. The console is updated. You can't hack the console, which makes sense. But they also said the console technically isn't yours. You're just purchasing the rights to be able to play the games. But if we find any suspicious activity, and we're gonna shut down your console immediately. So there's that. There's also, and they have the price increase for the game. So, and it's not a Nintendo doesn't have cross-platform gaming. You can't play a Mario game on the PlayStation. So I don't know. Maybe they like being unique. But,
yeah, I would say the uniqueness of a Nintendo console is super fun to see. Like,
yeah.
even non-Nintendo games, like Mad World for the Wii, was amazing. So Mad World was pretty much a cross of Sin City, uh, kind of a situation, and Manhunt, uh, and the Running Man all mixed into one kid, and it's this, and it's funny, it's brutal, it was super great to see. So, I mean, I do like what Nintendo does when they stick to Nintendo, but for them they're like Apple. They will charge you what you're gonna charge you, and people are gonna buy it because
Yeah.
I have to have it. I'm sorry, I have to have it. For me, I'm not
He has to have
interested.
it, man.
I'm not interested in it just yet. So, because it's a too much. I can't justify that. It's
Yeah.
a too much.
Yeah. Yeah. So speaking of remakes, though, we do also have another remake coming to us near a store near you. Again, also on August 26th, we do have a new remastered Gears of War, but this time it's going to PlayStation, which is a little thing that's going on. We are seeing, and we'll talk about two other games, but we do have a couple Xbox exclusive games going on to PlayStation, and then PlayStation games going to Xbox. So maybe they're just uh, having the inevitable truth of everything's probably going to be just a single platform. Who knows? But we do have a Gears of War coming up.
Dang, I got down. Sorry.
Yeah, I got you.
I don't know how they're still up.
Oh,
How?
yeah, bouncy shoes, man. Those shoes had some good cushion on them.
Yeah. But yeah, how do you feel that
Old weapons.
Xbox games are gonna be on the PlayStation?
I mean, I never liked that PlayStation had PlayStation exclusive games because I don't like having to have two consoles to play different games. I'd rather have everything in one console. But I understand the business side of it. Sony has PlayStation and then Microsoft has Xbox, so they need to sell their units. And I never really understood the oh, you're an Xbox fan or you're a PlayStation fan growing up and hearing that. It's like, oh, you play like a negative connotation if you're an Xbox fan or if you're a PlayStation fan, depending on which side you were. Because the way I understood it is, I'm broke regardless. It's whatever system I got first, you know. But I understand the business side of it. We're gonna sell our consoles, but or we need to push our consoles to be sold and have exclusives. I understand that. I don't, and I don't know what the future is, but Steam is taking over everything. So Nintendo is keeping their legs closed, so that's good for them. But I hope I think this is the obvious way to do it, and it makes sense with another game that they have. Another game is the Black Myth Wukong. I don't know if you know anything about it. I have no idea about it. I just know it looks good. The cover looks great, but that's another PlayStation exclusive that is going into Xbox. And that's also, by the way, just real quick, coming out August 20th. Not the 26th, but the 20th. And that one is going to be but my point is that I think that's the way to do it. So you could have your PlayStation exclusive games, wait a year, which is what they did, and especially if the game is good, and then have Xbox get a chance to play it. This you still maintain the exclusivity, not for the entirety of it because it's no longer exclusive, but oh damn, that was a quick match. But you have your chance to push your game for your console, and you make your money. Then once you make your money, then maybe you give somebody else a chance to also play the game, and then they still probably make money. But again, like I said, I understand the business side of it, but I think it's the right move. I do think certain companies should keep certain IPs that they own to themselves. I think Sony should keep Spider-Man. I would have said Xbox should have kept Gears of War, but I am not upset at all that it's finally coming to the PlayStation. For those that don't know, if it hasn't been a little obvious, is we do have PlayStation. And I remember playing Gears of War growing up, and playing the Horde was fun. Survival with the monsters, that was fun. The story mode is one of the things that set aside Gears of War. is playing the story mode, and then just there are different weapons, the goriness to it, but still being a very fun game, very exciting. Do I have time to maybe play the storyline to Gears of War? Probably not, but definitely excited for the Horde multiplayer. And I do think that might be a game that you might see us, those bros, pop up in our channel. There is a lot of good stuff to it, but yeah, those are my opinion, my thoughts on it.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
it's pretty cool that, yeah. Sorry, I was trying to dance with somebody for some reason.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So what gonna happen was I didn't know what she wanted. Like I looked away and she was hitting me, so I looked at her and I'm like, okay, you want me to look at you? And then I don't know. I got too
Yeah, I
close. I got
don't
too
know. We
far.
might be in love. I don't
I
know.
don't know. It might happen.
Yeah, who knows? You know.
Who knows? Yeah. It might be a thing. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. She'll probably kill me later. I don't know.
You send a message. The guy responds. The person responds. Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, bro?
Hey, what's up, bro?
It's like, how do you know I was a bro? Who told
You
you?
know this is the us bros, and you also the bros.
Yeah. How you know this? Yeah. So oh, what? Someone
People are already shooting?
Yeah.
That's quick.
I know. So, I mean, with I really feel like Xbox is definitely having a little bit of an identity crisis. I think what would be super sweet. Oh crap! What would be super sweet would be if
Well, how you do that?
Xbox left on the D-pad.
Oh no, I died. I fell to my death. Oh, yeah, I see now. But my bad. Well, as you were saying.
Um, I just feel like Xbox did miss the mark. The thing is that as soon as, like, if I'm a competitor, right? If I was Xbox, there was this game
Yeah.
that came out for the PlayStation and the Xbox, and the PlayStation was like, we don't like this scene. We're gonna have you guys censor this scene. We don't like that you guys did this, so we would love to have you change it. If I was Xbox, I'm like, wait, you're telling us our competitor has something that we don't want? I mean, that they don't want to have in their system? Well, let's have that in our system, right? And so, I think what would be super cool is if they, did more mature games, kind of like Manhunt, things like that. Because I think the first Manhunt is backwards compatible, at least for the Xbox 360. So if they introduce the Xbox as like, hey, this is like you have the opportunity or the option to get like a unrated version of this game, it'd be great. But because of marketing and all that silliness, I don't think they would do it. I don't think they'll go for it.
Nah.
It's silly.
Nah, yeah, then you create a competition, because if they end up liking it and then it bites the the Sony or the PlayStation in the end, it's like, damn, they're actually more popular now because they either censored or didn't censor something, and they end up biting they bite the hand that fed them. If that makes, I don't know if that's how it's used, but
It's just that back in the day, I mean, people were very, I guess you could say, sheltered in the way of thinking, right? They weren't as open-minded.
Oh yeah, that one is true. What you just said right there.
So
It
because
was
of
true. What you
the
said right there.
unopen-mindedness of the situation that occurred at the time,
Yep.
I think that affected, that kind of made people scared. But
Yep.
people just need to be educated on knowing how to do parental controls, and that's it. But people like push blame because it's easier than taking responsibilities. But that's a separate issue.
Yep. Yeah, what you said there is you're right. Correct.
Yeah, separate. But regardless, I feel like Xbox is more focused on doing their Game Pass Xbox games everywhere.
Yeah.
Everything be Xbox. So I think that's kind of cool. But
Well,
if
Xbox
that
is also
were,
getting a little treat from PlayStation.
oh yes, yes they are with
They are
Helldivers.
getting, yes, sir, which is good for them. Good for them.
Go for them,
Uh,
yeah.
for those that don't know, we are big time Helldiver fans, and we do play this quite often in our stream. Helldivers is a hell of a fun game and pretty good for them. Pretty good for them. I do think that game is fairly. It's not. I wouldn't say it's. I think there's a difference between your Gears of War, your unless maybe that's their point, but your Gears of War, your Black Myth Wukong, those are one-off games, meaning it's a story. You play the story, you finish the story, and that's it. Whereas Helldivers, that's something that's it's your open world. It's something. It's a continuous game. It's your Fortnite. It's something that will continue to develop. Now, unless that's their their point, where they're thinking, okay, if we open this up to Xbox, maybe we can make more money from our sales, from our in-store, in-game purchases. Maybe we can produce mass money. So unless that would make sense to me, that makes a lot of sense to me. If it's just let's bring this out for more people to play our game, that's also really cool. But regardless, at the end of the day, very excited and happy for those who haven't played Helldivers that are Xbox people only. Yeah, welcome to the Helldivers. It's a lot to get into if you've never played Helldivers and it's going to be your first time playing, but definitely a game worth trying and diving into.
Yeah. I think it's kind of funny and scummy for people that are in the PlayStation saying, "Oh man, as soon as I see an Xbox player, I'm gonna kill him." I think it's funny as heck.
Wow,
Yeah,
nice.
I saw that on the Book of
That's a hate,
Faces.
man. That's a hate.
Yeah,
That's a
man, that's not spreading liberty. You know what I'm saying?
no, yeah.
It's not.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, it's not, none of that. So
For democracy.
I hope they all are very democratic with each other
Yeah,
and
yeah,
express some liberty. You know?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And more listeners for our end too. I think we got our first fan through Helldivers, but he didn't. I don't think our fan knew that we're streamers at the time. But I didn't know, or maybe we both didn't know, but we weren't on the private channel. We're on the games chat, and he listened into the whole conversation, and yeah, he became our friend. Then there's a group chat. Little did he know we were gonna become rock stars. But yeah, just a quick backstory to one of our first bands. Oh, I got the Yellow Rangers
Oh,
kicked in my ass.
got beat up by the best swag, Black Ranger. One of the things
Yeah,
that I love about
I
the Black
got
Ranger was when he was
beat by the worst
dancing
Ranger.
with the, I think it was the pants. The best way I could describe him was MC Hammer pants. This guy was dancing and
Oh yeah.
fighting. Very cool, very smooth.
I'm very swagged out. See, I was really excited when I saw the Power Rangers and that Fortnite added on them and their skin, and I was so close to bite the bullet and just get some V-Bucks and buy them. But then I remembered they are not my favorite Power Rangers. Maybe we can talk about that one day, do a little breakdown, but just quick spoiler to that conversation. Favorite Power Rangers for me, the Ninja Rangers, the Ninja Force. They the ones, man. They the
Oh,
ones.
Ninja Storm, yes.
Ninja Storm, yeah, that one. Wow, I'm a big fan. But yeah, those guys. Yeah, those
Yeah.
guys. Those guys. But yeah, that's some game news for this. I need to pronounce that properly. Game news for for this month. We will slowly catch up on all the game news that are that will come out in the future, and also old game news. Next week we'll talk a little bit about 007, what we know and hear about it, but I just don't want to overwhelm the audience so much with everything that's going on, so we just brought you real quick to what's going on this month. At least the big hitters for this month. Definitely games that we're excited for is Snake. May not do a review, but that's more of a... That's, if you play the first one, you know what to expect from it. Assuming it's going to be really good. Who knows, you might see us play it. You will see us play some Gears of War. Maybe might even get a little review out there for Mafia. And are you by any chance interested at all in Black Myth Wukong?
I really feel
Do
like
you know about it?
I don't know much about it, but the most I know about it is the like from what people were saying. I don't know how true to how true it is to what it actually is. So
Nice.
what people were saying was that, oh, this is pretty much one of the myths that were part of, like, I think it's Chinese in the sense, and then what was expressed was
Oh,
that
okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
it's like one of
alright.
the legends is
Go.
the Monkey King, and I mean
Oh,
we were exposed
that
with
sounds
that
interesting.
when we kind of saw like the Forbidden Kingdom and such, and so it is
Yeah, a
pretty
horrible
cool.
movie. I had a lot of people excited to finally see Jackie Chan go up against Bruce Lee. That's not neither here nor there, but it's yeah. I all I know from that movie is it did, or the movie the from the Black Myth Wukong. So it was a contender for Game of the Year. I I remember hearing a lot of hype around that game being very good, and it's one of the best games out there. It does have an extremely high rating on Steam. I think it's a 10 out of 10 on Steam.
Nice.
4.5 and some other rating. So it does have really high rating. And I don't know. I probably might see a little bit of a gameplay and see if I might get interested in playing it. I am interested and very excited for Mafia. I hope it gives me that vibe that I've been missing from my Godfather games. That I've been hoping to get. I haven't played the first three, so it's exciting to dive straight into it, and like also getting a perspective from somebody who also played the first three, and then seeing what they do with this fourth one. But yeah, excited for it nonetheless. And Gears of War, again, excited for that. I think that's gonna be a fun game to see us play. See how far we get into Horde. Are you excited by any chance with Gears of War?
Heck yeah, yeah. I love all the Gears of War. I would say the
All the
only
wars.
all the wars and all the
I'm a
gears,
fan. I'm a fan of all of them.
all of them.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
talking about the game. Oh yeah, that too.
Yo, oh yeah, of course the game. What do you think I was talking about? Oh, haha, the
What I
wars?
say?
Ah, you funny guy. Yes. Yeah, of course. So, the only game I didn't play, I think it was Judgment. I think it was supposed to be a spin-off type game, like kind of like ODST for the
Damn.
Xbox. Um, oh, and so I think that's kind of cool that we get to see Dom back, and then we get to see
Some Dom. Yep.
what's his name, Felix back. It's gonna be
The
really
old
cool.
school cats. Yeah. Yeah. Oh damn! I got smacked in the face.
It's like we young again, but we not old, but we young. Oh, what the heck? The
Wow.
door couldn't open. I don't know why. Door was closed. So, but yeah, I really like the fact that we get to see them again. I like that it's called Reloaded. It seems like it's gonna be very fun. The story of Dom, I hope they like. I can't wait to see it, because I mean his story was kind of tragic, super tragic. So
So you're excited to play the storyline too?
Heck yeah! I'm a sucker of the
Oh
stories.
damn.
I love stories. I
Yeah.
love
I'll dive right into it.
Call of Duty stories. Like
Well, that one's out
I
the
like
26th.
stories.
You
Yeah.
got 2, 3 games. Well, Helldivers is also out the 26th, but that doesn't count because we're playing it. We already have it for the PlayStation. But I guess it's your head to head, and I think there's an obvious answer, rhetorical, because I know the answer to it. But you do have pick and choose out of the two. Gears of War, Metal Gear Solid, they both come out the 26th. You have to choose one. Both out the same day.
If I had to choose one between the
Yeah.
two, I would 100% have to get um Metal Gear Solid, man, cause
Yeah,
it's Metal
yeah,
Gear Solid.
it's just Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is interesting to me. We do have a price tag now. I guess there's more involved in the gameplay of Metal Gear Solid, but I would argue there's more to do in Gears of War, but more gameplay, more intricate gaming that you can do in Metal Gear Solid. But you do have base Metal Gear Solid coming at you at 69, and you do have Gears of War coming at 39.99. So you got one game at $70 and then another one at 40, but they're both remakes, which
Wow.
is interesting to me.
40 bucks
I'm on
for Call of Duty? I mean, for
no
sorry,
for
Gears of
Gears of
War.
War. Yeah.
Wow.
See, that to me is a no-brainer. Even
That's a
if you're not a
no-brainer.
fan, that's like okay. It brought a lot of people to Xbox for a reason. Let me get the game. I think at $70, you gotta think one or two. I've never played Gears of War, not me, but thinking some random person that maybe never heard of Gears of War, or they're a youngin that wasn't around the original Gears of War, and they see that's practically a brand new game. That's a game 2025. That's a new game, new IP for that price. And not even, that's a premium price, premium Sumyum price for
Some young
that.
guy
So,
price, yeah.
yeah, for that. So, I don't know, that's where I question it a little bit. I would not think a remake should be worth $70, man. But again, it could be the fact that they know who they are. They are Metal Gear Solid, and for that fact, they think it don't matter what price tag we put down, people will buy it. So, maybe
Yeah,
I think that's
I would say some games do have that kind of like, hey, it has that level of prestige where you can justify someone paying that amount. But I mean, for Gears of War, I didn't have the like it showed me a cutscene. I don't remember that being part of this like the original story. So if it's a full-on remake, like if it's a retelling, I thought it was a reboot. That's why it's called Reloaded. But if it's just a
no. Gears of War they're both remakes. They're both remakes.
oh what? That's
Yeah,
wild. Okay,
yeah.
no one is called Reloaded.
It's the same gun.
It's like, damn, I'm reloaded. Yeah, it's like, oh man, I knew it.
Oh,
34th place. Fantastic. Okay.
dang, I had that stormtrooper aim on that one. That was a bad one. But yeah, I mean, regardless, I think it's more the name to it. We are Metal Gear Solid, so even if we price our game at $100, we're gonna have a lot of people who are gonna buy it anyways. But
Yeah, and more so that
uh,
they kind of not. I wouldn't call it a threat, but they did say, hey, depending on how well this one does, we'll see if we remake the other ones. And of course,
oh,
everybody's like, heck yeah, remake the other ones. I think
yeah,
they started with the third one because it is the most popular, it is the most memorable of the bunch, and it is
yeah.
the one that I bought the most versions of. I bought the
So they already
Those,
got your money, man.
yeah, they got my money so many times. They got me in Snake
Yeah.
Eater, the original for the PlayStation 2, that has Ape Escape mini game in it, right? And then they got my money one more time, one more again at the Solidus, or was it the that edition, because European people got European difficulty that was made the game super hard,
Oh,
yeah.
dude.
And it was in that game, and also you
The
get a secret
European edition,
theater,
cause screw the French. Just
yeah.
kidding.
And you also get Metal Gear 1 and 2 in that game, which was pretty solid, pretty awesome. Um, and then they got my money again on the 3DS. Um,
Wow,
why?
dude.
Because you could take pictures, and that whatever picture you take becomes your camo, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah,
They
that's a good idea.
they rebuilt Snake Eater from the ground up with the. So I guess you can technically say that it already had a remake. Um, with I don't know how to cancel it, but okay.
No, we'll go to where you're going.
Okay. So technically, you could say that that was already a remake because it was the Peace Walker's engine, which is a
Yeah.
game for the PSP that allowed you to crouch walk, which was something that I was like, oh my god, please put this on Portable Ops. I think when I was younger, I tweeted, please do this.
My
Yeah,
first tweet.
my first tweet, my only tweet. Please, I beg of you.
Nice.
Um, so yeah, there's that. And then for the PSP, there's there was the collection of Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3.
Wow, man.
And then once again, the Master Collection
Oh my god.
for it's called the Metal Gear Saga, which was all of them for the PS3, and then the new one for the PS5, that collection, and now I'm going by Delta. And that's not counting the other versions of the game.
Yeah, and
This
I'm
is
gonna
the
buy all
third
three
game.
versions just to see if there's a difference
Heck yeah,
in
dude.
gameplay.
Yeah, like
At that
Portable
point, just go straight
Ops,
for collectors.
100% Portable Ops. If you depending on what you get, right? If you got the U.S. version of Portable Ops, the U.S. we got all the states, all 50 states, were all soldiers that I guess camos on the respected states. If you had the Japanese version, it's I guess it was like a special promotion that you can go to like specific yogurt places or so, and you slap your memory card in there or something along those lines, and you get a special soldier from that promotion that was going on. Um, and so yeah, every country had every version of the game, or I guess where it came from, had different soldiers that you can get. But of course, the Europeans,
Wow.
they they got a I haven't witnessed this, but apparently they had a boss rush in Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops, which I haven't seen yet. I don't know if you just beat the game and you can do a boss rush, but yeah, I have in my collection all of those, all the versions, like all the regions or so of that game.
Well, that's honestly very impressive.
Yes,
Oh!
I got them.
Heck
Got
is
'em.
that? Oh,
It was
gold gun. Stole that.
it's
Take that.
Helldivers, but Fortnite edition.
Yeah. The PG-13 graphics.
Yeah. But yeah, man.
But yeah, I mean, I'm also very excited. They will get my money through you. Or what do I mean by that? You get the
Slay the
game.
Queen.
I see you play the game.
You
I
see me.
enjoy the game.
I get the game. You see me play the game. I enjoy the game. You see me enjoy the game. We both enjoy the game.
Got a big old queen. Well, that wraps up our news about games and stuff. Again, new news will be out hopefully every week, depending on the mixture that we might have between movie news and game news. But anyways, time for some big topic time. We do have a big topic lined up for you guys. We have I hope the audio of the gameplay isn't too loud, but anyways, we do got a big time topic time for us guys, for us bros. So for those that don't know, there is a DC and Marvel little versus going out there. Now it's not widely known, and as a matter of fact, I don't know if anybody else is calling them to compete with each other. Who knows if they are actually competing with each other? I say they are, and I would argue that you think they are, and I think we have a good idea as to why they might be. And anyways, would you care to share light as to why we might think these two companies are competing with each other?
Well, I mean, they've been rivals ever since the comics. They made Deathstroke, we made Deadpool. They made Superman, we made Vision. Like, it's just a big back and forth. Like, and all these heroes kind of had a thing. Like recently, I mean, Marvel has Spider-Man, and they made I think it's called Website or something, Sideways, something silly like that, and they made their version of Spider-Man. So yeah, they all kind of had a back and forth of ideas and characters and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, and they took one guy takes from one guy, and then the other guy makes something kind of similar yet different, same but different. But more recently, we also have, which I don't think I ever saw them as a company really competing with each other in terms of the movies and everything going on. But I do think it's fair to say that now, whether they are accepting the duel or not, I think it's fair to say that they are officially in competition with each other. More so because we do have not because we have the two movies that just came out close to each other, but I think it's more so because we are seeing. Whoa! Why'd you drop a fancy gun?
You'll see why in a bit.
Sorry guys. There you go. Anyways, and I think you brought it up when we had a private conversation about DC and Marvel, but we are seeing a difference right now with Marvel making a restart into their franchise, and we have DC doing a new start to their franchise. So I think that's the biggest difference that we are seeing with these two companies. And what's sending them, man, that mouse trying to get us. Who do you think we was?
Yeah, Demo 5. How dare you?
How dare you, Demo 5? Oh, but he did get you. My brother.
Why you kill my brother? Why?
Alright, revive you.
So you don't think
anyway,
they're in competitions?
No, I 100% think they're in competition. Whether they accept it or not, I think they unfortunately put themselves into competition. At least in my eyes. And like I said, like you said, like I said because you said. The reason why I said this is they do have, and you brought this up, and I just, you brought this up before. I'm just, serving the food that you made. That you have your Marvel that is restarting everything essentially. There's the same actors and everything, but they're pretty much restarting everything, and then DC is starting stuff. So we have the start of a new a movie franchise, new movie developments, new DC movie characters, and then we have Marvel, who's trying to restart
Wow.
their life, their tragic ending that they had after Endgame that made a lot of people not trust Marvel anymore. So they're trying to rebrand themselves, restart with less movies, less content, and more quality. And at the same time, DC is starting up. And the most obvious example of their verses to me is that you have not only do you have James Gunn that left Marvel and joined DC, you also have two of their movies that kind of went head to head. 2 week difference, but kind of went head to head just this year with your Superman and Fantastic Four. So just right out the top, I think it's fair to say that we do have ATC versus Marvel starting off. And that being said, just for this year so far, even though Marvel does have a couple shows on DC, but as far as movies go, we do have two good movies, or one movie from each side, but two movies from each side to really dive into, which is your Superman and your Fantastic Four. Now, that being said, you think these companies are going against each other right now? Set aside that they're old back and forth stealing of characters, but now these different heads of these different companies, regardless if they are verbally, which I know they cheer each other on, but what do you think about this duel? Is it fake news or real news?
I feel like I don't know if it was true or not, but one of the things that I did see is that, I mean, what was it? Spider-Man's coming out, and I think James Gunn's rebuttal was like, "Oh, it's okay. Supergirl would be all right. Like, it would do better than Spider-Man." I'm like, and if that's true, right?
Well, maybe not. Too far, James Gunn. Nothing beats Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Even though I'm a huge DC fan, but come on.
I mean,
But yeah,
you
as
said
you were saying,
Superman wasn't as popular. Then why start with Superman? It don't make
the
sense. The math ain't mathing yet. And then you want to
math
do
is
a
not math.
Supergirl movie? I don't want to see no Supergirl.
You don't want to see Supergirl?
No. Why would I want to see Supergirl?
Well, that is very interesting to me. I think coming from somebody who really knows like the tragic backstories to most of like characters, I think Supergirl actually has a pretty interesting. But I don't know if this is what he's gonna play. If this is the story he's gonna go for it, and I honestly, I'm probably not the right one to talk about her story because I really don't know it. But if I don't remember it incorrectly, I do know there's a storyline or a perspective that you do have two different vibes of these kryptonite people. You have your Superman, who doesn't know about his world because he came as a baby, and all he knows is Earth. Not only that, he also grew up with a very, very loving family. And then you have the perspective of his cousin, Supergirl, who didn't end up arriving with Superman. Before the arrival, you have somebody who was, I don't know what age she was, but she was definitely mature enough to understand at the time that her world, Kryptonite, was ending. That she actually witnessed and experienced emotionally and the whole destruction of her planet. And I think she had a little, I don't know what her collision course was that she didn't, where she ended up before she ended up on Earth, but you do have a character that didn't get the beautiful uprising that Superman did, nor was he able to forget and ignore or be ignorant to the destruction of his, well, not necessarily be ignorant, but just not be fully conscious of the destruction of his world. And then So I think it's if James Gunn plays into that, I think that into the perspective of you have this torn individual, which brings why she's probably showed up drunk at the end of Superman. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen the movie. Play a little bit into that personality. I think it'd be interesting to make a movie about that.
Okay, well, I mean, the way how I see it is that yeah, if you're gonna do that, you obviously want to do like a Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Like you still want to do that, and that's your mode, and if so, cool. But at the end of the day, if you're trying to build things up and not make it singular, it's gonna weird to see Batman. Is Batman gonna be Drax, where he's gonna just be like very serious, but
Standing still. Oh.
standing still, being invisible by standing still? Like I just that means that this is gonna be a show that's not gonna. I mean, a movie that's not gonna take itself serious. So for me, it's kind of sad to see that, you know. Because
Yeah.
that's not what these characters are. And I really like the Superman for sure. But everything around Superman was really sad because it's like, okay, you like the parents really had like of Superman really had best intentions, and then you kind of changed that, and you kind of destroyed the dude because he's like, man, this was like my whole life was based off of you ain't first, you last. And then you just telling me like, ah, dude, I was high. Like that's not cool. You Talladega Nights me, you know. And so I kind of feel defrauded almost with that, just like Superman did. So maybe that's the point. Maybe I was supposed to feel slapped in the face. I don't know. But what I will say
Well,
is
were you
that
slapped in the face?
was I? Did it happen? I don't know.
Did
So
anybody slap you in the face, man?
yeah, they didn't even say how you doing. They just did it. So yeah, so with that, it's gonna be interesting to see what comes next. But if the vibe is all
Yeah.
like, oh, there's a straight man who is taking who's serious and really want to get things done, like Tony Stark, like hey, really trying to get this done. But you also have a guy who is like a Star Lord, who's like not really taking it serious. Then it's just a frustrating dynamic. It's fun to see
Yeah.
from time to time, but not all the time.
So you're saying you don't really have that much trust in because of the way that s- Superman was played off, that it's really gonna that DC is gonna have a positive step forward with all their other characters.
What I'm saying is that so far the villain missed the mark. The
Okay.
the like everything like it's not a
Okay.
good hit. Like if they were able to get it's kind of like with Metal Gear Solid. Like hey, if you change the tone, like the boss, oh Snake, that's his son. That's the boss's son is Snake, or whatever. Oh crap.
Nice.
You kind of ruined the the dynamic that they have. So,
Yeah.
and that's what I felt. I felt like the dynamic that was had was ruined, and it's kind of silly. Um, you have Supergirl being drunk and messed up. Like that'd be cool if you have like Booster Gold. Booster Gold is a guy from the future who came to the past to be a awesome superhero.
So I
And the thing is that in the future, he was a nobody. So he's like, "Oh, I have a
yeah.
shot if I go in the past." But you have that
So
guy be the
yeah.
party guy. That's like, "All right, I can see that cuz that's kind of Booster Gold's kind of MO, and he's a silly dude, you know." So,
It seems from what you're telling me, and it makes kind of sense. And I feel like every time I talk to you, I do change a little bit of my opinion. It seems like like I lean more towards what you're saying because I know James Gunn says this. He said every movie, every character is gonna have its different vibe. Everybody's gonna have every character is gonna have its different vibe. Every character is gonna have like a different theme to it. We're not gonna try to make all the movies feel the same, and so that's where I was thinking, okay, maybe that's why Superman's they just to play, just just to just to kind of get my what is it? It's like just to justify James
The
Gunn's
changes, yeah.
approach to making. My bad, bro. I got distracted a little bit and lost my
No,
train
it's
of thought.
okay. It's okay.
But just
So,
to justify James Gunn's like his portrayal of what the hell? God, I'm forgetting his name. The big bad of the Superman.
oh, Lex Luthor.
Yeah, Lex Luthor. Wow, yeah, we'll cut that out. We'll fix that in post. We'll pretend like I never forgot. Anyways, to justify how James Gunn used Lex Luthor, I was thinking, okay, maybe he made him a little bit childish or a little petty or too petty. Didn't really play into the way my brother knows, and by my brother I mean my bros, because we're all bros. Definitely don't want to give up undercover. Anyways, just to justify the way he portrayed him, and it's like he's trying to give it a different vibe. The Superman's just fun, joyful, and the type of vibe, and he's gonna try to maybe use his other superheroes to bring out a different vibe, a funner or a more serious tone. Your Batman, a more serious, more gritty. But now that I'm thinking about it, you make all the sense when you tell me that there's from what I understand is DC has the potential to make their slate of movies very childish and very corny because they had the opportunity with their first movie to set the tone with their villain, making the villain a really good villain and close to the comics as possible with a great backstory. But now, because he missed the mark on this guy, what faith do I have with the future of DC and their portrayal of other really, really good villains? And I think that's kind of what I'm getting from what you're telling me, right?
Yeah, yeah, big time.
And
Cause
that makes a lot of sense to me.
like with Marvel, for instance, right? They remixed Thanos hard. Like Thanos originally
Yeah,
was like, "Hey, I love death so much that I'm gonna kill half the universe just to impress you." You know, he
yeah,
was Mr. Steal Your Girl. He's like, "Hey, I'm gonna impress the heck out of you by making you work overtime." And everybody's like, "That wasn't the right move." But they changed him to be more sympathetic, more to the point where people were relating to him a little bit too hard, where they're like, "Thanos was
yeah,
right," you know. So,
yeah,
um, so that's the thing is that with Lex Luthor, they had that chance to do that, but instead they made him super petty
yeah.
and he was Super Saiyan petty and with no hair, and it was a lot.
It was it was a lot. Well,
Like, oh yeah,
I
his ex girlfriend is also in the thingy. It's like, wow, you, that's petty. You made a separate dimension just to put people you don't like in there.
I
Dang,
mean, it does seem like the type of thing a petty,
that's wild.
yeah. But which I guess is your exact point. It's like, don't make him petty. Make him. Yes, he has to hate Superman, but not because he's a petty guy. Which I see what you're saying. You hate Superman. Your point was because you he is genius. He has everything, and how is this guy out of nowhere just gonna be makes him feel inferior? He is. He's not a god, which was essentially what I guess played in a little bit with the the original Batman v Superman movie. That was the way when I saw rewatch that movie. That's kind of the vibe that I got from that Lex Luthor, is he wanted to prove that there is no God and Superman is not a god, and if he can kill a god, if anybody can kill a god, it's gonna be Lex Luthor. And so that fueled his, and I wouldn't even say hatred, but more so just his motivation to kill Superman. So, which in
Yeah.
that sense makes a little bit more sense to me than just Lex Luthor's pettiness, which I understand in the movie it was more so played. He wants to take over this part of the world because this part of the world's gonna favor him, but Superman got in the way, so now he's gonna make an excuse to take Superman out. But I really didn't get that vibe, or that didn't really felt to explain to me in the way that uh, what felt more explained to me felt that he's just a petty guy. And why does he really hate Superman? It doesn't make any sense. Which was my biggest question in the entire movie. Like, why does this guy hate Superman so much?
Well,
So,
that's the thing about like Zack Snyder and what he did right was the whole destruction part that typically other movies
yeah.
would dismiss, and I would say Marvel um, didn't do that either. Like, I mean, they did do that with Age of Ultron. It's like you didn't tell
Which
me the
they learned from their
consequence.
mistakes, it being the worst,
Yeah, but
one
they
of the
didn't
worst rated Avengers movies.
but
Not a
they
lot of people
didn't
like.
but on the following movies they didn't show the consequence of what
Yeah.
happened. Oh, Sokovia, like part of it was lifted up in the air. Yeah, okay, Sokovia Accords, cool, but that's not telling me anything. Or like the snapping or whatever you want to call it. Like, oh,
Yeah.
like you didn't tell me. Like you did briefly tell me the consequences of what happened because of it. That's cool, and that's what Batman v Superman did. Like, hey, you told me the consequences of fighting two superhumans fighting in populated area is a lot of destruction and loss of life. But if you were to take away all of Batman and just put Lex Luthor and have Lex Luthor say that cheesy line, "Do you bleed? Or are you going to?" And just be like Lex Luthor saying that, then it makes more sense. It's like, oh, okay, this is Lex Luthor. Of course,
Yeah.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then if Lex Luthor was weaponizing Batman into killing killing Superman, that okay, wow, well, this is awesome. But instead, you got Batman acting more like Lex Luthor and Lex Luthor acting more like the Riddler. So it's like, oh,
Yeah.
and so one thing that I feel like people want to see is just, hey, I want to see just someone done right, and that's why with
From DC.
yeah, and that's why
Yeah.
with Metal Gear Solid, they're like, dude, just don't change anything. Just do it
Yeah.
exactly like how it was.
And then
Change
mess
it
up the second one.
yeah, change the gameplay a little bit, make it like update the gameplay, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it's literally almost to that point now with these movies. It's like, hey, you see this animated series here, you see this episode, you see this movie, do it literally exactly like how you see it, and don't mess it up. But James Gunn is gonna James Gunn it, and everybody's gonna do it, and so
Well, to his credit, though, you can say he does make a very fun movie.
oh yeah, I love Mr.
Yeah.
Terrific.
I still think I still think it's a better movie than Fantastic Four. But what we will do, listeners, and sorry for those that we did tease in the beginning, we'll leave that topic for the beginning of next week. That way we can get into a little bit more in depth. We did a little. I think of this as a little tease for what's to come next week, but we'll get into more in depth with our opinions on DC versus Super. Hey, that's funny. I wrote that down too. And like, why am I writing it down, bro? Why do I do DC versus Superman? I messed, I messed up twice. But our DC versus Marvel topic, we'll get a little bit more in depth into that for next week. We'll start our show with that. Because I think there's a lot that we can talk about,
Oh yeah,
and I don't. we ran out of time, but we will have that for next week, and I think it will be a very good conversation. So stay tuned, those who are listening or probably listen in the future and rewatching all our videos and want listening to it chronologically. Stay tuned to next week.
Yeah. Next week we're going to talk about what DC versus Marvel. What? Maybe I don't
What?
know.
DC versus Marvel? What?
What? There is no way. There is no way.
And a little sneak peek conversation, a little also DC with Marvel. What? What? What
What?
could I ever mean with that? I think that's also interesting, but we'll talk about it next week.
Heck yeah.
But anyways, for now, that is our show.
That is the show. We
That is
are
Dos Pros.
those bros.